Scientists estimate that we are losing species at 1,000 times the natural rate. This is a direct result of human activities. Climate change is a major driver of this unprecedented loss. We are witnessing a crisis of extinction. The very fabric of life on Earth is under threat. This image is not a scene from a dystopian future. It is the reality of our warming planet. The consequences of our actions are no longer theoretical. They are visible and tangible. We must act now before it is too late. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts are primarily caused by the increase of greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere. Over the past century, human activities have significantly contributed to this phenomenon. The Industrial Revolution marked the beginning of a new era, where the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas became prevalent. These activities release large amounts of carbon dioxide and other harmful gases into the atmosphere. The primary culprit is indeed the burning of fossil fuels. This process releases not only carbon dioxide, but also methane and nitrous oxide, which are even more potent greenhouse gases. This excess carbon dioxide acts like a blanket. It traps heat from the sun, causing our planet to warm. This phenomenon is known as the greenhouse effect, and it is the driving force behind global warming. This warming effect has far-reaching consequences. It disrupts the delicate balance of our planet's systems, leading to a cascade of negative impacts. Natural disasters such as hurricanes, floods, and droughts are becoming more frequent and severe. The evidence is clear and irrefutable. Our planet is warming at an alarming rate. Scientists around the world are continuously monitoring and analyzing data, and the consensus is undeniable. This warming is not uniform. Some regions are experiencing more extreme temperature increases than others. For instance, the Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the global average, leading to rapid ice melt and rising sea levels. This has profound implications for ecosystems and human societies worldwide. Animals are struggling to adapt to altered habitats, and communities are facing unprecedented challenges. The changing landscapes are a stark reminder of the urgent need for action. Rising temperatures are perhaps the most well-known effect of climate change. However, the consequences of this warming extend far beyond hotter summers. We are witnessing more frequent and intense heat waves, putting human health at risk. Higher temperatures also disrupt agriculture. They lead to crop failures and water scarcity in many regions. This can have devastating consequences for food security, especially in vulnerable communities. The human toll of climate change is real and growing. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of the problem. But we must remember that every fraction of a degree of warming averted makes a difference. As the planet warms, the atmosphere holds more moisture. This leads to more frequent and intense rainfall events. We are witnessing devastating floods around the world, displacing communities and causing widespread damage. Paradoxically, climate change also exacerbates droughts. Warmer temperatures lead to increased evaporation. This dries out soils and exacerbates water scarcity in already arid regions. These extreme weather events are becoming more common and more severe. They serve as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's systems. What happens in one part of the world has ripple effects across the globe. Section 5. Nature's Tapestry Unraveling. The natural world is a complex and interconnected web of life. Climate change is disrupting this delicate balance, leading to biodiversity loss at an alarming rate. As temperatures rise and weather patterns shift, many species are struggling to adapt. Species are losing their habitats, facing food shortages and succumbing to disease. The iconic polar bear, its hunting grounds disappearing as ice melts, is just one poignant example. We are not just losing individual species, we are losing entire ecosystems. This loss of biodiversity has profound implications for the health of our planet and our own well-being. Section 6. Coral reefs in peril. A case study. Coral reefs are facing unprecedented threats that could lead to their extinction if immediate action is not taken. Coral reefs, often called the rainforest of the sea, are among the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. They are vibrant underwater worlds teeming with life, from the smallest microorganisms to large predatory fish. They provide habitat for a quarter of all marine species, offering shelter, food and breeding grounds for countless marine organisms. Additionally, coral reefs support the livelihoods of millions of people worldwide. Coastal communities depend on them for fishing, tourism, and protection from storm surges and erosion. However, climate change is pushing coral reefs to the brink. The increasing frequency and intensity of heat waves are causing widespread coral bleaching. Ocean acidification caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide is weakening coral skeletons, making them more susceptible to breakage and disease. Rising sea temperatures are causing coral bleaching, a phenomenon that can lead to mass coral death. When corals bleach, they expel the symbiotic algae living in their tissues, losing their color and vital energy source. The decline of coral reefs is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet's systems. Healthy reefs are essential for the overall health of the oceans, and by extension, the planet. It is a canary in the coal mine, a warning sign that we ignore at our peril. The fate of coral reefs is a clear indicator of the broader impacts of climate change on our environment. Section 7. Climate change and human life. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is a human issue, impacting every aspect of our lives. From the food we eat to the water we drink to the air we breathe, our well-being is inextricably linked to the health of our planet. Climate change exacerbates existing inequalities. It disproportionately affects the most vulnerable populations, those who have contributed the least to the problem. It is a matter of social justice and intergenerational equity. We are all connected. The consequences of climate change are felt by everyone, regardless of geographic location or socio-economic status. It is a shared challenge that demands a collective response. Section 8. The urgent call to action. The scientific evidence is overwhelming. The impacts of climate change are already being felt around the world. We are at a critical juncture. The decisions we make today will determine the fate of our planet and future generations. We need to act urgently and decisively to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We need to transition to a low-carbon economy, investing in renewable energy sources and sustainable practices. The time for complacency is over. We need to move beyond rhetoric and take concrete action. The future of our planet depends on it. Section 9. Our collective responsibility. Addressing climate change is not just the responsibility of governments or corporations. It is a collective responsibility that requires the participation of every individual. We all have a role to play in creating a more sustainable future. We can make conscious choices in our daily lives to reduce our carbon footprint. We can choose to walk, cycle, or use public transportation instead of driving. We can reduce our energy consumption at home and make sustainable choices about the products we buy. Every action counts. By working together, we can create a groundswell of support for climate action and build a more sustainable future for all. Section 10. A future worth fighting for. The challenges posed by climate change are daunting, but we must not succumb to despair. Every action we take, no matter how small, contributes to a larger movement towards a healthier planet. There is still time to act. The window of opportunity is narrow, but it is not yet closed. We must seize this moment to make meaningful changes. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the ingenuity to avert the worst impacts of climate change and create a more sustainable future. Innovations in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and green technology are paving the way. Imagine a world powered by renewable energy, where fossil fuels are a thing of the past, and clean energy is the norm, where cities are designed for sustainability with green spaces, efficient public transport, and eco-friendly buildings, and where nature is protected and restored. Efforts to reforest our lands, protect endangered species, and restore coral reefs are crucial. This is the future we must strive for. A future where communities come together to implement sustainable practices and work towards a common goal. This is the future worth fighting for, a future where our children can enjoy the beauty of nature and learn the importance of preserving it. Let us embrace the challenge with courage, determination, and a shared commitment to safeguarding our planet for generations to come. Global leaders, local communities, and individuals all have a role to play. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Each step we take brings us closer to a sustainable future. Let us take that step together today. United in our efforts, we can make a difference and create a legacy of environmental stewardship for future generations.